We're about 2 hours away from the Auburn Tigers taking the court in Nashville, their first-round game against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Auburn is a 7.5-point favorite. That game will tip off 25 minutes at the conclusion of the LSU-Kentucky game. Right now, 8 minutes and 7 seconds to go until intermission, 25-21 Kentucky over LSU. LSU's shooting 37%. Meanwhile, Kentucky is only 2 of 7 from the three-point arc. That's a 29% clip. So right now, Kentucky a short lead over LSU. Kentucky's the 9 seed. LSU, the 16 seed, the worst team in the Southeastern Conference. And you were looking at some other conference scores around college basketball. An interesting morning session.
Yes, that is correct, Pat. Out of the Big Ten, second round action, you got Maryland with a 1-point halftime lead over the Iowa Hawkeyes, 26-25. NC State, led by Will Wade, they've been struggling. This is one of those games that Brian had circled when he joined us earlier.
Sure
they
did.
lead Pitt 51-50 at the half.
Okay. It was
Leave your defense at home.
It was an 8.5-point spread for NC State. He said take Pitt. So right now that is covering.
And another game that is 10 minutes to go in the second half. St. Bonaventure, the Bonnies, leading LaSalle 78-57 out of the Atlantic 10.
St. Bonaventure's coach is retiring. This is it for him.
Iowa State, leading Arizona State.
On the crazy floor.
On the crazy floor. 27-10, Cyclones early.
Ooh.
Arizona State struggling from outside. Last check, they were 0 of 6 from outside the three-point arc.
Yeah, that's not good.
But their coach, Bobby Hurley, was told he's not coming back next season.
He's already got one win in the Big 12.
He's already got a win.
Yeah.
So maybe it works out for him.
Yeah.
A lot of time left.
Also, a little news from the West Coast. Oregon State, who got rid of their longtime coach, told him that he was not coming back about a week ago, and he was eliminated from the West Coast Conference tournament. Oregon State has now announced that they're going to hire Michigan assistant coach Justin Joyner, who is one of Dusty May's top lieutenants. So he is going to take over the Oregon State Beaver program.
That's a tough gig, but we've seen other coaches do it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he can get it done there in Corvallis. I did mention earlier, Joe Lenardi, the latest bracketology, Pat, and for all intents and purposes, I don't think it's going to matter, but right now I guess it does. The bracket watch, you got Indiana listed as the last team in. They're going to take on Northwestern, a team that they lost to latter part of the season. And then Auburn is the first team out as they take on Mississippi State as a 7.5-point favorite today.
Yeah, and also Joe Lenardi kind of moved some pieces around on the big board in regards to where teams would play. He now has Alabama playing in Greenville, South Carolina all week long. Up until today, he's had them playing in Tampa, Florida. So they will now play in Greenville, according to him. They will be Alabama versus Troy. And then the winner of that game would play number 6 North Carolina or a pair of 11 seeds who will play in the first 4. That would be Central Florida or Indiana. That would be in Greenville, South Carolina. And if you get through that pod, you would then have to play either Villanova, Santa Clara, UMBC, that's the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, or Michigan State.
So just going off of the bracketology, so they would be in the same pod that Indiana is potentially going to be in if they were to get in.
Correct.
So based on bracketology, is it fair to assume that if Auburn were to then jump back in front of Indiana, which Joe Lenardi said is possible with a win today by Auburn and a loss by Indiana, you could have Alabama and Auburn in the same grouping?
I don't think they would do that. That is absolutely possible.
But you think they would try to avoid?
I think they would
like
try to absolutely try to avoid that. I'm trying to see what the other play-in game would be as an option. Because I do think that they would absolutely try to avoid that at all costs.
Could be an interesting wrinkle, though, if it were to happen.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Logistically, they try to make it all work for everybody, where you're not going all. But
you could carpool.
A few years ago, where it just worked out, where UAB, Auburn, Alabama, who else? It was Samford. They were somewhere else. Didn't everybody get chipped out west?
It was in like the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, Samford played in Salt Lake City,
Then
and
they were
you
in
had
Spokane.
Auburn and Alabama both in Spokane.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here looking.
UAB too, right?
Yes,
You're right.
you are right.
Mm-hmm.
So in Greenville, you would have Duke would be playing there. Iowa would be playing there. North Carolina, possibly Indiana, Bama. That would be a very interesting little pod in Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville's been a great host to the SEC women's basketball tournament. That's a great arena. It's a great environment. Greenville's a great town. I don't know if you've ever
It is a
been to
great. No, it's a great town. My buddy lives there.
Yeah, it's a really nice place.
They got the BMW plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still have that. It's there.
Yeah, I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Greenville, and it's really, really nice downtown.
Updating you, SEC tournament first round action at Bridgestone in Nashville, Kentucky, adding a free throw, 31-26, 6 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in the first half of that one. Auburn and Mississippi State to follow. Text line is open, 205-834-9450. We have not gotten to the text line today, so context sometimes helps, but a lot of different topics and things that have happened in the show that you commented on. A lot of them.
Please give context for some of them.
What did Van Order just say? And during that whole sequence of events or statements that Conrad was saying, Dan chimes in, this keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Sam Ananazzi?
Yes, I mispronounced the name of a player on the Italian team who hit a home run last night against the United States, Sam Antonacci, who is the shortstop for our very own Birmingham Barons.
And what did you call him?
Sam Antonacci.
No, that's not what you said originally. That's why people are texting in.
My short-term memory loss, Pat.
The C's sounded like Z's.
There we go.
When Chris Stewart just joined us, and this goes back to football season, Chris just gave us a new saying, length and strength. I like length and strength as opposed to length and girth.
Yeah, it's a little
This listener likes length and
safer.
girth, but he says it's serviceable.
Now, how did you say his name? No, not the when you screwed it up, but how were you saying his name? I just saw a phonetic. How do
Nochi?
you really say it?
I said Antonacci.
Is it Nochi?
Is that the way you're trying to say it now?
Yes,
It's
Antonacci.
Nucci.
Antonucci?
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, what you just said, that's exactly right.
Antonucci.
Yes.
Okay. Much different than the first
Right.
pronunciation.
Just in case, we might be big Antonucci fans tonight.
We will be.
Yes.
For sure.
Now watch him go like 0 for 4 and wear the sombrero.
Yeah.
Speaking of
That's not me being ugly. That's a baseball term.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yes. No, we know.
And the Mexican team wears the celebratory sombrero when they hit a home run.
Or the luchador mask. If you're
Or
Nacho.
the luchador mask.
If you're Nacho.
Team USA looked like they were just phoning it in last night. Oh, well.
Well, it's probably because their manager was telling them, don't worry about it, guys. We're good. We're on to the quarterfinals. Doesn't matter.
Zach Manning says, I need you guys to root for Memphis for me tonight. That's all he says.
Okay. Zach, we can do that.
Can't we?
I mean,
That's
technically, we
like-
can't root
That's
for
our
anyone.
that's our rival.
Yeah, it's like.
But we can't root.
But we have John Summerall on, so we should root for Tulane.
I love Yeoman
Conflict of
Stadium.
interest.
Very humid when I went.
I'm excited to see Penny.
Going back to the photo booths. Growing up, our mall had a store called 1 Hour Photo. We drop film off, pick it up in an hour. It was done. Thank you, Eric. Jason says the one in Tuscaloosa was called Photo Finish.
Wait, so someone was saying back in the day, like how much was it extra to get it? Like they would develop your pictures faster if you paid a higher price?
Well, back in the original, when you dropped them off, you'd probably take a couple of days for you to get it back.
But if
then-
you paid an extra $10 or something, you get it that day?
Well, no, then it became, obviously, as technology developed, and the 1 hour photo finishing became a standard type situation.
I gotcha.
It's not like you had to pay extra. It was just technology caught up, and
I didn't know if you like slid a 20 to the guy and we were like, hey, make sure mine gets to the front of the line. Something like that. I'm sure that happens some places, though.
There is the potential that the United States is on the outside looking in, with Italy and Mexico doing battle tonight. For those of you just joining us or maybe you really don't care that much, but
Yeah.
you should.
In Yeoman's terms, just for the fact if you care about this and you want to watch tonight, this is the scenario that needs to happen for the United States to continue to play baseball. There could be potentially a three-way tie in the pool. All the three teams at the top would finish 3-1. But if Italy beats Mexico tonight, it's very simple. U.S. is in. So root for Italy tonight if you want to see the U.S. continue to win. Root for Italy. Now, if Mexico beats Italy, but with them beating them, they score at least 5 runs, then USA is going.
Just when you think it's all cut and dry, Paul, one of our great listeners, chimes in and asks, what are the chances Mexico and Italy fixes the game so the U.S. doesn't make it?
It's not a 0% chance.
And he agrees last night, sick. Like, not good sick.
It is painful. I mean, when you, it's one thing when you're playing and you lose a 4-3 game and everyone just has one of those nights. I'm talking about for Italy and the U.S., they don't take them seriously and you lose 4-3. But you were down 8-0. And you were playing like hammered dog, you know what. And that's the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
The batters did not have a good approach in the box. You had pitchers that were throwing gopher balls, and you had guys not fielding their positions. And then defensively, whoever's in charge of the USA defense, once again, how Paul Goldschmidt is not playing the line. Remember on the double?
Yep.
I mean, it's just the night before it was Bryce Harper that was playing off.
You would think that'd be second nature for Goldschmidt.
Yeah. I mean, Goldie's one of the best first basemen that I've seen in my lifetime. He's won plenty of Gold Gloves, but yeah, it was just maybe someone was shifting him the other way. I don't know.
Going back to the bad court that we really don't like, and apparently players don't like in the Big 12 tournament. This listener says, watching the Big 12 tournament is like watching a game on that one bad TV at the bar with the color slightly off. Collins and Pell City, great call.
That is a great comparison.
Well, somebody just came in the studio and said, man, look at that court. That's ugly. And I said, oh, that's not a court. That's actually an LED. They could make it whatever they wanted to. They are specifically choosing to broadcast it as a gray. It's awful.
Then we look at the SEC court. That's classic.
It's a basketball court.
So if you just tuned in, what we were talking about, as you know, the LED court that they have for the Big 12 tournament, a Kansas State player after the game, he said this about the floor.
The lights and stuff caused Kamari to get a migraine, and like
Really?
yeah, it's a bad floor. They shouldn't bring it back. If you want my honest opinion.
Fun for the fans, but not for the players, maybe.
Well, I haven't really talked to any fans, so I don't know. I'll probably ask my dad what he thought about it. But yeah, it's just an eyesore. It's constantly changing and stuff. It's flashing different lights and all that. Nobody wants to play on it. Really. We just want the normal hardwood.
What would your fired former coach Jerome Tang say? He'd say, quit making excuses. Take some Tylenol. Migraine will get better.
We got any updates on that whole?
Tom Mars has not released a statement recently.
Waiting for the embarrassment. Ryan adds that I bet Conrad was eating pasta watching the WBC last night and loving it.
Believe it or not, I was actually eating tacos to celebrate the victory from the night before, but
You're one game behind.
I am one game behind. That's right.
You just got through this weekend celebrating U.S. hockey.
That's actually this weekend. I'm going to go back and rewatch that instead of the SEC tournament.
You should do that. Posey says, I need Bama and Greenville going to the 2 second-round games.
I think a lot of people would be willing to make that drive.
Keep the text rolling in, 205-834-9450.
It is 41-39, Kentucky over LSU. 1 minute and 21 seconds to go until halftime. So LSU has cut the lead to 2. They have hit 5 of their last 6 field goals. LSU has.
And Iowa State, 34-10 on top of Arizona State.
Ooh.
This will be the last game, I guess, we see Bobby Hurley on the sideline for the Sun Devils.
Yeah.
24. It's not insurmountable.
So it's 24. It's not even halftime?
No.
Ouch.
It's 24-10.
Yeah, I didn't play that one. So
Good.
it's whatever happens. Your foundation waterproofing specialist is Deep South Construction Pros. Deep South is family-owned company with real Southern roots. If you're dealing with foundation issues or moisture problems, Deep South Construction Pros, they're the experts. Foundation repair and waterproofing, that's the backbone of what they do, from cracks and wood damage to crawl space moisture and mold. Their trained crews fix the problem at the source. The owners, they're proud Alabamians. They're locals. They still call this place home. And you know what? They're committed to serving families across Tennessee and the state of Alabama. And we all know in the Deep South, reputation means everything. That's why Deep South Construction Pros puts their name on every job. They treat every home like it's their own with real Southern hospitality, honest answers, and fair pricing. So get started today. DeepSouthConstructionPros.com. That's DeepSouthConstructionPros.com. Because if it's your home, it matters to them. That's Deep South Construction Pros.
Continue to keep you updated. Tournament action, not only in Nashville with the SEC tournament, but basketball going on right now across the country. Games about to tip off. We'll give you the latest next on 3-Man Front.
We're 12.2 seconds away from halftime. Kentucky, they lead LSU 46-40. Kentucky was an 8.5-point favorite.
Can I give you my Big 12 tournament update? Because this is beginning to be a laughably fun score to follow.
Are they down by 30?
Iowa State leading 38-10.
By 28.
2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first half.
Ouch.
So if you had...
Go out with a bang, Bobby Hurley.
That's quite the bang. Yikes. Hey, warmer weather's here. You started noticing, hopefully not inside your house, but around your house, out in the yard. And with summertime coming, it's only going to continue. The warm weather's here. That means termites are going to be active. Also, not only termites, but ants, roaches, other insects, they're going to be out in full force. Well, spring is a perfect time to call our friends at Stark Exterminators. Stark Exterminators, they've been family-owned for over 62 years. 100% of your satisfaction as a customer is guaranteed. And Stark Exterminators is going to use the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available. It's really simple. If you have a home or a business, maybe both, call for the free pest inspection today. You simply call 855-STARK-NOW. 855-STARK-NOW. Visit starkexterminators.com. Set up your appointment. One of their talented and professional team members come out to your home, your place of business, inspect it thoroughly inside and out like they did at ours, address any current issues and any issues that might pop up down the road. Once again, call today for the free home or business pest inspection, 855-STARK-NOW, or go to starkexterminators.com. When you do so, always tell them Landrum from Jock sent you.
In the ACC tournament, you've got NC State that has really struggled over the course of the last few weeks. They're up by 10 now over Pitt. That's early in the second half. So that was another game that Brian Edwards had pointed to us to pay very close attention to. But right now, NC State, they have gone on a bit of a run, 61-51. They're now at halftime in Nashville. Kentucky has a 46-43 lead over LSU. LSU hit 6 of their last 8 shots in the first half. That's the reason why it is a 3-point lead for Kentucky. Matter of fact, LSU hit a 3-pointer as the buzzer sounded to end the first half. So that's the way it looks in the first half. When this game concludes, 25 minutes afterwards, it will be Auburn against Mississippi State over on our sister station, Jocks 2, 100.5.
Sorry, it continues to get uglier. Iowa State now leading 45-12.
All right, let's take a look at a live betting line on that game.
45-12.
What do you think the point spread is?
Well, let's see. It was, I think, 13.5 for Iowa State when it started.
Arizona State's 0 for 10 from outside.
Live line right now. What do you think it is?
20.5.
20.5. Landrum, take a guess.
26.
Because you're following this pretty close.
26-30.
As of right now, Iowa State is a 36.5-point favorite.
Oh, my gosh.
Goodness alive.
I don't know if I've ever seen like 2 Power 4, Power 5 teams in college basketball. Yeah, 36.5 is the point spread.
Goodness. Arizona State, first half, has 15 turnovers so far.
You think that team's done playing for Bobby Hurley?
I think he's probably got a flight booked to Cabo tomorrow. And
they were really
he's checked
excited.
out.
It felt good in the layup line. Team breakfast was great after the win yesterday. And then Iowa State, and that started bringing back all the bad memories and the ill wills from this year. And, yeah, they're totally done.
Would you rather have just lost yesterday than have to go through this? Oh, man.
36.5.
At least they get to go home to Tempe, right?
You've scored 13 points, and there's 44 seconds to go in the first half. It's got to be the court.
So, I mean, at this rate, they're going to be, I mean, if they crack 40, that'd be good for them.
What if there was a gentleman's agreement amongst the coaches in the Big 12 that if you lose, when you have your press conference, every single losing coach says it was the floor?
Yeah.
Just to get the point across.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Don't do it again.
We don't want this trash.
If that trash is paying big money, Brett Yormark's going to tell them tough.
Well, too bad Bobby Hurley's opinion doesn't matter in about 30 minutes.
What are you talking about, guys? You guys tell me that tournament basketball doesn't matter. Why are we making you play in this tournament? Well, it's corporate dollars, and a lot of corporate dollars paid for that court. Shut up and play. I don't know if he would do it like that, but potentially. I can't get over that. That is, whew. can you go running clock? I know we can do it at high school. We can implement it, but is there a point where Bobby Hurley goes to the official and says, just keep the thing running?
It was interesting as the SEC announced yesterday the player awards for college basketball. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but you're an Alabama fan, so I wanted to ask you. So 7 times during Nate Oates' career at Alabama, he has had an all-SEC first-team selection. 7 times.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. One player got it twice. So it's 6 different players.
Yeah.
But 7 times. How many do you think you could name?
Well, counting this year, Phylon.
Okay.
Brandon Miller.
Okay.
Herb Jones.
Okay.
First team All SEC. Did John Petty make first team All SEC one year? He's probably like a second or third team guy.
Petty did make it, so I'll give that to you.
What about Quinterly?
That was good. That was really good. That's 4.
Quinterly?
No, Quinterly did not, but Petty did. So that was that. You've gotten 4. You haven't missed one. You've gotten 4.
Man, I'm trying to think of
6 players, but 7. 7 times it's happened.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna.
So you said you said Phylon, Miller, Petty, and Jones.
Kyra Lewis.
Okay. One more.
Not.
I bet you're salivating right now.
Do you have the year? I know it's gonna be somebody that I'm just like completely whiffing on. Was it somebody from the Brandon Miller year? Was it another player when they were the number 1 overall seed?
It's the player that's won it. That's been on it twice.
Yeah, I know.
You're just having a moment.
I am. I'm completely blanking right now.
It's Mark Sears.
Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, dadgummit.
I was just like, come on, Conrad.
I'm like, who was it last year? I completely.
But the most obvious
blanked.
you overlooked.
Yeah,
but I get it.
I completely blanked on that one.
See, I was impressed that you got Kyra Lewis.
Yeah. Kyra Lewis, I did not.
I did. Before I looked at this, I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, he was first team selection.
I was going through people that have been.
I was about to throw out Betty Yako just to screw you up. But
Well, I was going to say, what's his name? Primo. That was going to be one for a second, but I was like, no.
Quinterly was not a bad pick.
Surely he made like second or third team. Like 5 years in a row.
well, he was there.
like 5 years.
He played college basketball. He and Chad Baker Mazzara had the longest run in college basketball history.
Mm-hmm. But that's pretty impressive.
That's good.
That's really impressive.
7 times that Nate Oates has had a first-team SEC selection.
He has not lacked for talent.
No.
He has gotten a lot of high-profile guys out of the high school ranks. Not to mention some of those pieces that he's gotten out of the transfer portal.
Yeah, like Williamson.
Yes.
Sorry.
That Patriot League tournament's missing him this year.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, where's that 7-footer that could shoot it from the outside? He's riding the pine at Bama.
That was honestly the most.
Good news is he'll be back next year.
Please, God, no.
So the other night, was it against Auburn when he hit the 3? It was the first 3-point shot he made against an SEC opponent?
Did he hit a 3-pointer? I thought he just had. No, he had the alley-oop. I think he only scored 2 points.
Did he even get off the
Did he hit
ground?
3?
Or just raised his hands?
Yeah, I think he just raised his hand. But that was what I was going to say. That was maybe the worst part about the Auburn loss was he played 10 minutes in that game.
Oh, man.
That was the most minutes he played since
That's another
like
reason
early
why
January.
Auburn should not go to the NCAA
Exactly.
tournament.
That was like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's a.
It's for letting him on the floor for 10 minutes.
Yes.
That's problematic. I still
And it
can't.
wasn't because of an injury.
No, it was just go on out there, kid, have some fun. But that was the. I still can't get over the Alabama fans treat him like he went poo poo in the potty when he whenever he takes a shot because they're just yeah, good job, buddy, congratulations. It really is like that.
I'm a big kid.
Yeah, it really is. I feel bad because I've been so mean to him this year.
Throw
but
those
You
Cheerios.
have been
I just
awful on
get
that
him off
kid.
the tee. He's so bad.
I understand having a little bit of fun, but you have been piling on that guy.
Yeah, it's.
Do you think Nate Oates throws Cheerios in the toilet at Coleman Coliseum when he goes to the
Probably.
bathroom? See if he can ring the Cheerios.
Look, you're not the only one who's disappointed because I was actually in the room with Nate Oates after that
You
announcement
were.
got made.
You
He came and
were.
sat down with me in San Antonio, and he looked pretty excited.
I was excited.
I think he
He's
thought that
7
this kid
feet
could
tall.
actually
I
help.
was like, yeah. I was like, 8 points,
Oh,
8
he
rebounds a game.
He
You
can
can do
shoot
that.
the three too. We got a big, and he could shoot it.
Oh, good thing Aiden Sherrill has come along quite nicely. But yeah.
You think about how dominant Grant Nelson was in North Dakota, and then coming to the SEC, and he had his moments, but he also had his reminder. This is the SEC.
Yeah. But to at least to Grant Nelson's credit, as disappointing as he was at times, he saved his best for postseason
He
play.
did.
And I will take that every time. Hopefully Noah's the same. Fingers crossed. They've just been saving him.
Soon resting him up.
Yeah.
Going back to former Alabama players, Petty. Not Petty. Goodness. Pringle. How many years of eligibility does Pringle still have? Nick
That's a
Pringle. Now
great
that he's on his
question.
third SEC school.
Because he played at South Carolina and now he's at Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this has to be it for him, right? Surely. We're done with the COVID year stuff, right?
Have you been following college athletics?
Aren't we done with the COVID year stuff?
Who's his attorney?
That's a great question.
All right.
Needs to find a new courthouse, though. Don't come to Tuscaloosa. They're not going to help you out.
Pittsburgh's open.
Text line is open, 205-834-9450. Get to more of your texts. At the top of the hour, we'll talk to the head football coach of the University of Florida Gators, John Sumrall. That's all straight ahead on Jocks. It's 12:36 here on Jocks. Welcome back in. This is Three-Man Front. Pat, Molly, Conrad, Landrum. We'll be with you until 2 o'clock. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll catch up with the head football coach of the University of Florida Gators, John Sumrall, former Huntsville native, played at Grissom High School, went off, played linebacker for the University of Kentucky, got a start in coaching, ended up as the head coach at Troy, won a Sun Belt championship. Then he went over to the American Conference at Tulane, had success there, and now he's the head football coach at the University of Florida Gators. So it'll be nice to talk to John Sumrall.
I'm going to hit him up for gear. I'm hitting him up for gear. It's our time to do it. He's going to be too busy after this point, and he gets into the season. You'll wear Gator gear.
I've done it before.
I like the really simple, like the hoodie, the lightweight hoodie that they have with the Jordan logo and just a small little Gator.
I had some very close friends that was high up in the University of Florida football offices that always provided me with some nice Florida gear.
They pull it off with those colors. Boise, not so much. I feel like they do a good job at Florida with it.
Mm-hmm. Coming up a little bit later this afternoon, about 25 minutes after the conclusion of the Kentucky-LSU game, by the way, they are underway in the second half, and it is 46-45 Kentucky over LSU as they just got started in the second half. It will be the Auburn Tigers taking the floor against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Auburn is a 7.5-point favorite. We all remember back on February 18th when Mississippi State defeated Auburn 91-85, driven by a program record 10 3-pointers and 46 points by Josh Hubbard, despite blowing an 18-point lead. Remember, Auburn came back.
And led by 7 under 3.
Took the lead, but ended up losing 91-85. If you remember that game, what really happened at the beginning, Mississippi State jumped out to a 21-6 lead, thanks to Hubbard.
Yeah.
And his hot shooting. So it was amazing. Like you said, the very back end of the game, Auburn took a 64-63 lead at one point in that game.
Yeah, like they got up 7 with under 3 minutes to go and could not hang on to that lead after coming back from 18 against Mississippi State. And our Mississippi State friends tell you, I asked about Jans and his future, and somebody the other day said, who cares? Wish he would leave.
I was also talking to someone in the state of Mississippi this week, and they told me that Mississippi State, to their credit, that they have gone all in on baseball, which they should.
Yes.
And I think they realize and recognize that if you're going to put forth the investment, that we're going to go all in on one specific sport. Like at South Carolina, I think we can all say, yeah, they're going to spend money on football, but it's women's basketball.
Hang your hat on something
Absolutely.
That's traditionally you.
Yes.
And that is Mississippi State.
Absolutely.
When I think about the pride of the SEC and sports.
And the facility.
Yep. Mississippi State has been always right there with LSU. And we got a lot of good baseball teams in the conference now. But that's one of the old flag bearers. We depend on Mississippi State to be that program in baseball.
Yes. And let's just be honest, because Mississippi State, unless something drastic happens and there's a new billionaire that finds himself with the affinity for a Mississippi State football program, they're not going to compete with the football programs. I mean, there was an article yesterday that came out and said that a couple years ago, 20 million was the magic number in regards to major football programs. It's now 40 plus. Like if you're not putting $40+ million in your football roster, you will not compete.
And you could take a program like Indiana, who's historically they've been awful in football, but they had the infrastructure there. They had the alumni base that was ready to go. Just the sheer numbers and guys like Mark Cuban and others that pump in millions of dollars to the program. Mississippi State has those folks, but fewer and far between. Because the last time that we got the announcement, because it happened on the show, when somebody had made an anonymous donation to the athletics program. And I think that we figured out it was some guy in Texas
Who had
that was-
graduated from Mississippi State years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
engineering, science, fossil fuels, something like that. But he's done very, very well. He and his wife, and they donated that money.
And the reason we're talking about this is because you brought up the fact that someone that knows the basketball program really well at Mississippi State was like kind of indifferent on whether Jans would be back or not. And football program is heading in the same direction.
Something
so-
I just thought about with the patches. We talk about it for football. Are we going to get those in basketball?
Yes.
Okay.
Like the Tyson logo and the energy company out of Louisiana for LSU, they will be on everything.
All their gear.
Everything. Every sport will have it on there.
Okay. Let's say maybe even a little more bunched up on the basketball uniform. That's going to take some getting used to.
Oh, yeah. I still don't like it on the NBA jerseys.
I just
NFL will be the last holdout.
they need to be really, really thoughtful. I know that these companies are paying a lot of money, but the athletics department or whoever's designing the jersey or where the patch is placed, just be very mindful of congestion is not good.
Good point.
And you start looking like the rear spoiler of a NASCAR stock car.
Another update from Nashville. We're tied 47-47 between Kentucky and LSU. Can you imagine? Big Blue Nation.
All right, so serious question. Kentucky fans, years past, they felt like, you know what? Maybe this wasn't our best team, but we still got a shot. If everything comes together, we can run through Sunday. We can cut down the nets. Kentucky basketball fans, there's no way they thought heading to play LSU in the first round as the first game that was possible. So I would say Big Blue Nation, they stick around. They don't sell their tickets. They're sticking around. They're still spending money.
Always got 14 points. I mean, he's doing what he always does. But McKinnon, the sharpshooting outside guard for LSU, he's got 12 points. He's 2 of 4 from the three-point arc. But LSU's played really well from about 10 minutes until halftime till currently. I mean, they're now shooting well over 60% during that time frame. So, I mean, they're hitting their shots against Kentucky.
Updating you from the Big 12 and that game, Iowa State leading Arizona State 45-16. It's just very interesting. I was looking at the time right here on the screen. It went from halftime to now it's labeled end of second.
Okay.
Did they take my advice? Did Hurley come out and just say we're not going to play the second half? All right, now they're
Do us
cranked
all a
up.
favor.
They're underway.
Okay, good.
So they are playing basketball if you got money on the line. Hopefully it's not
Hope it's on
Arizona
Iowa State.
Golly, or a total or something.
What's the halftime score? What did you say? 45-15, something like that?
45-16.
45-16.
I saw Arizona State. They got a tough bucket at the end. Very impressive.
Point spread's down to 32.5.
They're all tough at this point, Conrad.
It's 32.5.
Do you have the box score in front of you?
Yeah.
By chance? What's the shooting percentage for Arizona State?
Shooting percentage, Arizona State, 32% versus 53%. 0 of 10 from the three-point arc.
Okay. See, I was expecting like 18% shooting.
They are
something.
2 for 2 on free throws.
Positive.
Rebounding edge, not that bad. Iowa State just hadn't missed many shots.
It's just the turnovers that are
Yeah.
killing them.
The turnovers, total turnovers, 15 in one half of basketball for Pat's team that hails from the place that he loves so much. Wow. And Iowa State, largest lead, 33. Huh. I love tournament basketball. That's ugly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the ACC, North Carolina State, they lead 83-74 against Duke. Looks like about 8 minutes left to go there in Charlotte, the home of the ACC tournament. When we continue, we'll continue with the updates around college basketball on this tournament Thursday. Auburn underway in about an hour and a half from now. You can hear that game over on Jocks 2 100.5. Head coach of the Florida Gators, John Sumrall, coming up at 1.
First round action, SEC tournament in Nashville. Kentucky leading LSU. 9 versus 16 seed. 51-49. Now LSU's cut it to 1. 51-50 as they play there in Bridgestone. Auburn and Mississippi State coming up to follow. Other games in action will keep you up to date on those from around other conferences and conference tournaments going on across this great land. How about our friends at Noto Roofing? We've got the storm season. It's officially here. You had the straight line winds coming through the other night. Hopefully you, your family, and your property is protected and safe. But we're going to continue to have those storms, as we all know here, and you want to make sure that your home, your investment is protected. That means inside and out, and it starts with your roof. Noto Roofing Company, great trusted partners here locally. Sammy and Matt, they're the owners. They're brothers. Sammy's going to answer the phone when you give them a call. Matt will come out to your house along with Chris, who came out to our house the other day, walked the roof, and he looked for things that I just never would have thought of. And I'm not totally green to roofing or construction or things around the house, but certain things that he pointed out to me, there's a reason why they are trusted. It's Noto Roofing. Chris has been doing it for 27 years, from the weather apps to the storm dates to pinpointing exactly what was in your area that day and how it could have affected your home, from pings in the roof, from hail to wind damage, anything like that, counter flashing, all of that stuff. Well, just know and have peace of mind that Noto Roofing, they're going to go through all of that. And they're not going to try to sell you a roof that you don't need. Call them today for the free inspection, or you can just go to the website, notoroofing.com. That's notoroofing.com. Always tell them Landrum from Jocks sent you.
LSU's just taken the lead over Kentucky, 54-53, as the continued hot shooting in the second half for LSU. So both teams shooting 50% for the game. But, man, this would be a – I mean, Kentucky is looking like they're going to be a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament. If you get bounced out to the worst team in the Southeastern Conference, how does the committee look at that?
I think you let Auburn take their spot because they won the head-to-head. Can we go back to that Mark Pope clip?
Do you think he's going to say that the refs had it in for him today if they lose?
I think he's going to say my team had it in for me. They don't want me to have this job. We just lost to LSU.
Man. If you think back, remember how Kentucky beat them earlier this year?
That's right.
On a Christian Lettner type
the final play.
Yeah.
You're
the
right.
full court heave, and they turned around and hit the shot to beat LSU.
That's one of 2 games I can remember LSU being involved in. That's how dreadfully bad they were all season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, McMahon's going to get another year. Lamont Paris at South Carolina apparently is going to get another year.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Chris Beard with the Ole Miss fans? I know that they're not going to fire him. They know that they have a really good coach, but is it wearing off? Is it wearing thin?
I think so.
Like a repeat of this next year, and maybe we're saying goodbye to Coach Beard?
Listen, this is just me, my opinion. This is not based on someone telling me this.
Arizona State should call him now.
Yes.
It's actually a really good idea.
And Oxford to Tempe. I mean, that's the Oxford of the West.
That's what they call it. Oxford of the West. I think no one would shed a tear in Oxford, Mississippi if they were looking for a new basketball
So you're
coach.
telling me, Pat, if you're going to be a jerk, you better win basketball games.
It's a pretty good idea.
Could use some more physicality at Arizona State from what I'm seeing today.
Or maybe he wants to go in a support role. Nate could use him on his bench. No, you don't want that. He's a heck of a coach.
He is, but
And Ole Miss was very gracious to give him that job at the time that they did, where his name was Mud.
I was told that Ole Miss was spending not quite like what the Nathan King told us. Auburn was spending
12.
Was 12.
they close to 10?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. They stepped up big time, and
So you're telling me between Ole Miss and Auburn, $22 million got you that.
mm-hmm.
And there's other schools we can throw into.
Meanwhile, I was told, I don't know the exact number, but I was told of the 16 schools in the Southeastern Conference, Alabama is 11th
Worked out pretty well
in
this
basketball spending. 11th.
Nate's giving them stocks. Bonds.
Helps when you have a lot of guys go to the NBA. That helps kind of sell your program a
Our
little bit, too.
collective's out of money, but we got some physical silver. Can I interest you in 400 ounces?
That's what's buried under Coleman, right?
According to Greg Byrne, no.
I thought that was gold.
Gold, silver, iron, they have nothing. Coming up next, we'll talk to the head football coach of the University of Florida Gators. That's next here on Three Man Front.